Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's sketch is this double page one right here. It has a big old title and four 4x6 photos. So I have four 4x6 photos, and these are boards that were at Creativation. So when we had classes and breakout sessions and things like that, somebody would be in the back like hitting the buzzwords and everything and creating boards on them. And I took pictures of all of them because I thought that they were super cool. And I decided to pull out some Vicki Boutin product for that. I have the sticker book, and I also have a couple sheets of papers. Now, I couldn't tell you which collections these came from, but I do know that they are Vicki Boutin, and I'm also using this mandala stencil from Scrapping Reflections, so let's see what I can do. Alright, so I went ahead and pulled this little paper right here, and I just love it. I decided that this is going to be what I have on the left-hand side of my paper, so I'm not really going to use those lines. I'm imagining that those lines are for journaling, but I'm going to treat this as an element on my layout. So I have this kind of doily mandala paper, and I'm going to place it over here on the left-hand side. And what that's going to do is give me a good weight to this side of the layout. Now, I do decide to place another part of that doily mandala paper on the right-hand side of the layout as well, but you'll see that soon enough. Now I am trimming down this yellow paper. So I really like this yellow paper. It is from one of the Vicki Boutin paper pads. And like I said, I don't know which paper pad this came from. Now, this is actually in real time. I usually speed up my videos to double time. But this one is in real time because, spoiler alert, my camera decided to stop recording because the storage was full, and I did not realize it. So I created the layout thinking that the camera was recording it, and it never did. So I'll talk you through the last bit of the layout. But I am going to put this yellow grid mat all the way across the page. Now, I really didn't have to put it all the way across the page because the photos will cover it up right here on the edge. But honestly, you guys, I'm not concerned with saving that 4-inch scrap piece of paper. You guys, if you are new to my channel, scraps stress me out. Saving them, repurposing them, all of the things, it just stresses me out. And scrapbooking should be fun and not stressful, so I try to make as few scraps as possible, and my scraps that I do have are on the larger side. This tiny little stuff goes straight into the bin. Straight into the bin. So now I got distracted because I'm talking about scraps. I don't know. I could go on and talk about scraps forever, you guys. Like, I really could. And I don't think it's like my mission in life to get people to join the bandwagon for, you know, not having a lot of scraps, but I just want people to feel like they have permission not to save every single little piece of paper. Because I used to be one of those people. Until I discovered that there were ways to make me happier, and one of them was ditching the scraps. So I am going to use this mandala stencil from Scrapping Reflections instead of just like a stitched circle or drawing lines in a circle. I decided to go with the mandala. So I am just going to place a little bit of purple tape down here on the edge, and this is the last dregs of my regular purple tape because Thermoweb has put out a new purple tape, you guys. It has the little Thermoweb kind of floral swirly looking thing on it, and its tack is even lower than what the original purple tape was, which is kind of amazing. Because it was pretty low tack tape to begin with. So now I have gone ahead and placed my stencil down on the layout, and I am going to go ahead and use a metal palette knife. This is the palette knife that I use for all glitter glazes and glitter pastes and all the shimmering goodness. And then I am just going to use this Brutus Monroe glitter glaze. I believe it's called Tentacle Teal. I'm pretty sure it was a glitter glaze of the month. And I am just going to make sure that my glitter glaze fills in my entire stencil. Now, with glitter glazes and stencils, you don't want to work the glaze a lot over the stencil because you will eventually get bleed through. It's just the nature of it. You're putting liquid down underneath of a stencil that's soaking up into paper. That's just the way it is, guys. So I try not to work it too much because then, you know, you're going to get the bleed through. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill out just about the entire stencil. I do know that some parts of the stencil is going to be covered up by my photographs, and that is okay. So there we go, guys. Now I do try to pull some of that glitter glaze, excess glitter glaze up off the stencil, because while I don't have a problem throwing away my paper scraps, I do try to make my glazes last as long as possible. So now I'm getting ready to pull the stencil off and give you the great reveal, and my camera will die about now. All right, guys, so for some reason, my iPad was full up of video, and I did not realize that it stopped recording after I had done the glitter glaze on here. So these are the 2 pages, and as you can see, it did warp a little bit, and I helped that warping along because I did use my heat gun to dry it. Now, I followed the sketch pretty spot on with where the photo placement was. I took this orange kind of medallia paper and traced out AFCI, which is the Association for Creative Industries. I popped up the F and the I. I also used my white pigment ink on the outside of it, and then also used my blue Muji pen to outline it, just to give it a little bit of definition there. And then I went through my Vicki Boutin sticker book, and I just pulled out stickers and placed them around the page where I thought they made sense. So I overlapped some stickers here. These are stickers, stickers here. This is a sticker. These are stickers. Then I decided to use this travel journal die cut. I popped that up on some foam squares and placed it here. And then these are stickers as well. I used words that kind of made sense for creativation, like awesome, do it with passion and joy, and inspiring. And then I went and pulled out some little cork bits. So I put the little plus signs here. I have the cork dotted circles, and then I have a couple of cork arrows as well. And then I finished it up with these large blue rhinestones. I figured that they pulled the color of the glitter glaze here, and also this washi tape that I used to kind of divide up these 2 pattern papers. So there is the 2-page layout, you guys. This will be in the creativation portion of my album, so I don't feel like I have to say a whole heck of a lot about this. It's just going to be in creativation. So if someone ever just pulled this out and it was outside of the album, would they know what it is? Probably not. And that doesn't bother me. But if it bothers you, make sure that if you are creating a layout like this that belongs in the center of a story that is in your album, that you're going to have journaling on every page. Now for me, because this is a portion of the album and it will tell a complete story, I don't journal on every page that way. But if you think about it, and say this layout gets taken out and moved in someplace else, it's just a pretty layout with no context. But like I said, that doesn't bother me, because I really don't care what happens to my albums after I'm gone. If you do, make sure that you write that kind of stuff down. So this is the layout, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you again real soon for another video.